Greetings of peace, balance, to release and reset yourself, Brother B. I apologize for being a day late, but sometimes I need a little space to be able to hear and be able to process through how to serve someone at the higher level. So I want to share this with you before we get into the breath. I do teach on chakras, the crown chakras all the way down. So this chakra is the solar plexus. That means around your belly area. And when the solar plexus gets blocked or it slows down the energy flow, you can feel low in energy. You can feel fatigue. Sometimes you can have a spirit of helplessness at the moment, especially when the attacks are constantly coming mentally. And the way you serve our youth, our students, this is expected for teachers. Doesn't mean that that's easy, because I know the strength that you carry. You show up always strong and ready. Your heart is always leading before you. And that is obvious, my brother. But I tell you that you're in a space just to sit back and release, because you've been carrying a lot, known and unknown. So I want to share this with you about the third chakra, the solar plexus. It's about your personal power. It says, I choose to be myself and to express my truth. I have a positive influence on the people and the situations around me. I allow my integrity, my confidence to shine, which instills more confidence and belief in myself, and then encourages others to have a natural confidence in me. I do not allow my personal power to become egotistical, manipulative, or exploitive. And man, that is you. When I pulled that card, I'm just going to tell you, when I pulled that card from my deck, I was like, God, this is exactly who Brother B Wright is. And God knows, as a team, sometimes we can't hear ourselves or hear one another. And sometimes we got to realize feeling stressed, overwhelmed, and pressure, it's just a natural. It's natural to feel that way. It's natural to experience it. And sometimes as men, because I grew up with brothers, we feel like a man not supposed to cry, a man not supposed to feel the pressure, he's supposed to be able to handle it all the time. That is a bunch of BS, man. And I'm grateful to you for speaking out and speaking up and speaking forth, because that mental health day, when I was working in the attorney firm as a supervisor, I needed constant mental health days. When I was counseling and working with women who were HIV positive and pregnant and praying over their babies and not seeing them change their habits, I got burnt out after a while. And when I had to pull back, it took me years to recover. My prayer for you is that that is not totally where you are, but that you begin to reset and rethink. You've been moving. You need a daily practice to be able to release on a consistent basis from the mind, from your energy fields, from the different meridians in the body that hold on to the energy of words, the energies of people's intentions, the stuff that made me show up sometimes from my childhood, and the fact that you give with your whole heart. Sometimes it's okay consistently just to sit and exhale. I'm not going to stay long before you, because that's not what this is about. This is really about you tapping into the I breath. The I breath helps with releasing the pressure out of the solar plexus area, that third chakra, which is down in the belly part where the diaphragm is. When the diaphragm gets restricted, guess what happens? Because we don't always use the muscle enough. Although I know you work out and you do a lot of physical exercise, that area is not always targeted when it comes to releasing the toxins and the years of repressed emotions that sit in the gut. Because here we have the mind, right? And we can hear, we can think, and we can feel. But those times when you get that gut feeling and it says rest, reset, let go, get into a space you can receive. Because each new level of our lives require a higher version of ourselves. And that's when the stretching comes. And then hearing about your daughter and not being able to protect and support. There's so much that's happening around right now, my brother. So I just want to give you a demonstration for a few moments. Show why this is shaking. Of the I breath. Once again, the I breath allows you to release the mental clutter, the feelings of overload, not feeling supported, knowing that sometimes the children are not respectful. And actually, we're in a time now where the majority of the time the children are just not respectful, because this is their mindset. They don't think about their future. And you're teaching a very much needed subject on entrepreneurship. So here we go. Get in a comfortable position. Make sure that your spine is straight, because your spine is your antenna to your entire being. Drop your shoulders, tilt your head back, and just relax for a moment. And feel your breath. You're breathing in and out, just naturally. As we begin to set your intentions, that you're going to fill your heart with so much peace. And that you know, Brother B, that your intentions are pure towards these kids. And I declare and decree no harm, hurt, or danger will come near your way. That even anything said cannot prosper. And on top of that you find yourself on a greater level of peace in the midst of chaos. Because that's what breath work allows us to do. It's a spiritual practice that allows you to feel the presence of God, the universe, who we have control, well, not control, but we have authority in. And the most peaceful, calming, supportive way. And the only way to really connect is in the present moment, to come away when you're feeling overwhelmed. But as soon as you get up in the AM, you're doing a little bit of light breath work. And he said, I'm releasing the pressure I feel, and I'm taking in what's great, and I'm elevating in my peace and in my truth. So here it goes. When you're doing your breath work, your diaphragm is expanding as you inhale. We normally breathe the opposite way because of just the dynamics of life. But you're breathing in, so you're pushing out your diaphragm. You hold for a count of 1, and you get ready to exhale as ah. Ah. And you come back up. We're not in a rush. If you do it fast, your energy gets really high. If you do it slow, it really calms you down in a way that if you want to go to sleep, the deal is you want to take your time and learning this breath. So here we go. We're going to do it about 5 times. And if you need to, you can put your right hand over top of your belly button, your left hand over your heart. Here we go. Breathe in. Hold. Release in the ah. Come back up. Inhale, you expand the diaphragm. Exhale, you pull the diaphragm in. So here we go. Breathe in. Release. Ah. Inhale. Exhale. Let's keep going. If you are experiencing a deep release where you feel the pressure coming up in tears, or just feeling the calmingness of, wow, I'm feeling some things breaking up inside. You have some flashes of memory. You can simply not be thinking about anything and just really concentrating on that your breath is circulating in your body. And because it's the divine breath of God, He breathed the breath of life into us instead of a spirit. And the life, it knows exactly where to go to begin to clear out and remove and let go. Now, it doesn't happen instantly, but you do feel some things immediately in your process of letting go. So let's just do some releasing, because we touch everything. Just take some deep breaths. Not hard, just connecting. You're releasing, you can feel the sensation. You don't have to be thinking about anything or whatever's on your mind. And if it feels like a lot to say, I release you. Call it out. I let you go. Because we weren't built to carry this pressure and stress. That's how we having practices in place, these technique and tools that are used by ancestors just to create space for peacefulness, to be able to hear your spirit of God speak through your heart, through your ears, through your own voice, and your own personality style. Put your fingers together. Take a deep breath and press into your fingertips and release. And your hands together. Remember, you're creating moments to bring calmness to your nervous system, to slow down the fight and flight, the disappointment, the feelings of letdown, the things we simply don't have control over. Just like the Serenity Prayer says. It says, God grant me, but God has already granted you, Brother B, the serenity, to accept the things you cannot change, to accept with a greater ease the people, the things that you cannot change, and to have the power, the peace, the understanding, the overstanding, to accept the things and then know the difference for the things that you can change. And that is knowing that you are a powerful man of God. And that simply the Lord has allowed you to be an influence with the youth. And though I said to you the other day, it may seem like it's not going in, but you can think of times as yourself in your own life when somebody said something to you that was so pivotal for a change that you made. And it can happen anytime, anywhere. So I lift up every child that is under the sound of your voice, that hears your voice, has ever heard your voice, and that there is an energy force of the Almighty God through the Spirit of Christ and all the leaders that God has used to be an influence that would resonate with them as they go to sleep and wake up. That they'll begin to make some changes. And that because if their ears and their hearts are closed, that they could be opened. Just like God opened our hearts to receive. Open your heart, my brother, just to receive. That you keep coming to a state of peace and saying, you know what? I mean the best for these children, and you know that. And at some point in time, whether they get it or they don't get it, your responsibility is to sow the seeds into the garden of their hearts. And God will bring the increase upon their hearts. You could say something to them 30,000 times, and then some person shows up in their life and it goes click, 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 click. That's what Brother B, my teacher, been saying the whole time. Know that you're good is great in their lives. And I thank you for the sacrifice you've made, my brother. The team, our entire team. I had a conversation with Brother Muhammad today. I said, we all need to shift, and we need a mental recharge day. And I would love to teach some breath work and some EFT. Tap into our meridians to release the pressure. This is what I do constantly now. Find myself upset, I start tapping. And I'm always tapping here, which we call the third eye, the pineal gland. This stimulates the entire brain from right to left quadrant. And it begins to calm down the nervous system. And you begin to focus on the lightness of the tap. And it's soothing, it's comforting. It's an easy way to release. So just follow me for a moment. I accept where I'm at, and it's okay. Top of your head. I release this pressure that I feel. I've done my best. And I accept where I am once again. I'm grateful for the person that I am and all that I have given. And I promise to continue to release the pressure, the disappointment, and any heartache I maybe have carried and that I have carried. And I'm just in a different reality right now. Keep breathing. And go to the side, right down the side of your eyebrows. You sowed your seed into good ground. Under the eye. Say to yourself, my life is good. And I can continue to be the best teacher I know to be. If I make a decision to make a change, it will work for my higher and greater good. Now go under the lip. Take some deep breaths. You focus on that you're cultivating your peace. You're feeling more peaceful. Now under the lip. That little groove right there under the lip, between the lip and the chin. I love what I do. And I've been a great teacher. And I'm just simply resting to reset, to recharge. And I make more time throughout the day to just sit and release. Now, right under the collarbone, right under the collarbone, just tap. Still lightly. Just tapping the first layer of the skin. Now go under the arm, right under the armpit. Right where that little dip is. It's all good. Don't always feel good, but it is working for my good. And for the children's good too. There's some children that really appreciate what I've done. And the parents too. And the ones that don't, I release the burden. I release any shame, any guilt. Now switch arms. Relax. Put your fingertips together again. Just breathe. The ah sounds may sound differently, but you're pretty much trying to get as close as ah, ah, ah. Just the sound, the airy sound of breath coming out. It does wonders for the mind and the body. From the repressed emotions that you've been carrying, wherever you find yourself at, just simply get in the mindset that I'm letting that go. That ain't my business. This is God's business. We're God's representation in the earth. This is God's business. This is your gift, your talent, your core strength. If you decide to make a change, it's okay. I've had 3 careers. Started out in nursing, went over into the law field, worked in the law firm as a supervisor. That was chaotic. Then went over, I had so much to learn then though. Then go over to counseling. And that changed my life when I learned that's really is my gift. I had to keep reinventing myself. When my company failed, I realized this. I'm willing to make the change that still benefits me and then the population that God has given unto me. And change is good. Change is good. Remember to see my sign up here, enrich you. That's your responsibility every day. And you know how to do that, my brother B Wright. So I hope that I was of service to you today in a way that allows you to listen to this video again. Feel free to share it with your daughters if you like. It will never be publicly sent anywhere other than to you. I have a book I could send you that I have, Refresh from Stress. So if you want to let me know, I hope once again, I'm going to send this to you, the link in YouTube. Appreciate you, brother. Yes, I do. Always glad to see you and thank God for the wisdom. And I'm going to tell you that day you told me about the book. My son told me about it recently. The book that says, I don't give a F. Even though we do. Even though these times are challenging, but also strengthening. And I come back to this card. I'm telling you, I could take a picture of this card and send it to you. Your personal power. Because you're a powerful man of God. You're a powerful man of God. You got your support system. You're always somebody else's support system. Keep doing the things that cause you to be more at peace and harmony. Because you're naturally that kind of brother. You know what I mean? But when these times come, God knows they never come to overtake us. They just say, you know, there's some new level of peace and harmony that requires you to let some stuff go and grow in the midst of the challenge, the hardship, the heartache, the disappointment. And when we feel powerless, that's the time, you know what, we've got to let go in order to heal and renew the mind. So God says, renew the mind. When we renew the mind, the body is like, wow, I need to take that deep breath. I need to practice that deep breath. I need to just take a moment and just say, you know what? I get to create the sacred space of peace. It's when you hit the power of pause. I pause several times throughout the day. Because you know how I used to be, like, all of them, they got on my nerves at the meetings because I hadn't worked with anybody other than people I hired for 10 years. So I came and I had a lot of ego and I had a lot of stuff happening with me. And some things I didn't even know was happening with me. But nonetheless, this ain't about me, Brother B. You should say, Sister Eliza, come on now. So I appreciate you, my brother. And my husband gives a shout out to you too. I ain't telling a bunch of details. I try not to tell all the business that happens in the meetings, but know this. Breathwork is a self-therapeutic tool that you get to use anywhere and anytime. So much peace and self-harmony and divine alignment, because it is God's design that you prosper and be in health even as your soul prospers. Take good care. Thanks for listening. See you next week.